Do you ever feel like you are so disappointed in yourself that it's hard for you to feel anger? There's a point where you keep falling for the same trick of the same old identity. And for some reason, some part of you just lets it roll over. And I think the reason that is just because it's comfortable, it's automatic, you're used to it. That's something I've been experiencing in terms of outside of work, a work like situation. Man. And I want to say this video right here is being made strictly from Costify's raw vlog style. He was talking about doing things anyways, how he was in a state of not really doing as much. And I envy him. I envy him, one, because he makes a lot more money than I do right now. Two, he's younger than me. And three, well, I don't think there is a three, but it made me want to make this video in the raw style as well. Where is your baseline? And I'm saying where is your baseline like I'm talking to you, but I'm really saying this for myself. Like, where's my baseline? It's 1:50 in the morning. I got off at work at 9. I went to the gym and ran 2 miles. Hallelujah, that's awesome. I don't give myself enough credit for the amount of fitness that I do and how much I keep up with it. It's so automatic that I just do it anyways. It's who I am. And it's also what I love doing. But outside of that, I was on stream today. I was making a beat and I was just dozing off. I was just dozing off. And it's like, one, is that the state of quality that I want to have on streams? No. Number two, I didn't even finish a beat. I didn't finish a beat. And if I look right over here, I have this piece of paper with dates. And on it is multiple things, but one of it is a beat a day. Now, obviously, I sat down and I put in effort and I got a melody down, but when I say effort, and wow, take a look at that, guys, too. Not the end of the world, that's for sure. But just there's a big satisfaction variance in my day to day. And I compare it back to about a year ago, which is even more concerning to say that. Not saying I haven't locked in, but there was a period last year where I would wake up and I was dialed. Wake up, outside 10 minutes, drink some water, meditate for 20 minutes, or I'd meditate for 10, write down affirmations for 10. I would shower. I would eat my specific meal for breakfast. And in that time, I would possibly allow myself a little bit of like YouTube to watch. Outside of that, it was straight to being productive, whether I was working on a website, making a beats before breakfast I was doing before then too. And although I feel like I make better stuff now, more entertaining, that's for sure. And I was putting out more content. I was also making content. I was going to the gym still. I was making a song a day, like actual songs. I was doing that too. And it's just that feeling. Oh, dude, I was making so much content. I was going out and recording content, doing cover arts, and I wasn't talking to anybody, which eventually I've understood that it is not good. But I was doing like 10, 12, 13, 14-hour days. And that was Eventually, I crashed and burned for various reasons. Loneliness, no rest, no feedback, no positive feedback from my external reality or the social world. But the feeling of fulfillment, of self-esteem, satisfaction, of reputation, myself, all-time high. If you were to ask me in that state to do something, I'd probably tell you no because I'm busy, but if I told you I was able to do it, I would have done it. Something just like today, like just make a beat. Why can't I sacrifice some sleep? Why can't I say, all right, I'm out of it. Let me just like cover my dick over here so it doesn't flop around. But what if I just like, move around, do some exercises, or like get myself moving to have some sort of positive impact on my work ethic instead of just slowly drifting, but more importantly, allowing myself to drift. And I understand there might be a state of unconsciousness creeping in, but it's an excuse at the end of the day. It's a fucking excuse. And obviously, by me talking about this journal, you can tell, like, I'm healthy, obviously. And, like, mentally, I'm aight too. But dissatisfied. Confidence. I guess confidence in my reputation, not there. The self-esteem is lower. And this is something that most likely also carries over to my job as well. Now, given there's another opportunity for excuse of the fact that I'm moving home and my job doesn't know, my friends out here don't know, except for like 2 people. And I guess this angle is weird. I'm just staring at myself instead of just staring at the camera. But like, not a lot of people know that I'm moving, and I'm moving home for like 2 months, and then I'm moving out to Milwaukee. And I need to make sure I have enough guap. Something that did help me was stopping the drop shipping that I was doing for a while, because one, I was killing myself mentally, it felt like, and it felt like what I was doing was not working at all either. And I guess I could say I wasn't learning as well, because I obviously didn't get to where I wanted to be in a certain amount of time. Now, I know I've had a couple other videos of like documenting where I've been at, but in this one, I want to document the fact that I am experiencing a background concern with how passive I am at the moment with the way that I act and the way that I don't do a crazy amount in my day anymore. Obviously, I was at the gym, I ran, I was at work. At work, I did my thing at work. I made my calls. I could have spent 20 minutes studying how to handle certain objections better and then implementing that forward. Same with the way I was doing sales, trying to be more conscious and aware of my sales tone, my verbiage, frame control. But focusing on so many different things, like shiny object syndrome, which I feel like I've fallen for time and time again. More as of recently. But as Cosify was saying, like, it's just doing it anyways. And even with shiny object syndrome, it's not that you chase the shiny object anyways. It's that you just stick to what's working for you. And you stick to what you were gonna do anyways, even if it's more boring. And even if you have that desire for the shiny object, you just do it anyways. Just do it anyways. And the biggest thing for me right now, I think, is obviously when you wake up, the first hour of your day is so important. And if you mistreat that, you're pretty much setting the intention for the rest of the day. And I've been sleeping in, man. I've been sleeping in late. Like total of 10 hours per day minimum, as long as I got the time. I'm only getting out when my body knows for a fact that I need to get my ass to work. I only have an hour or two to actually prep. Parkinson's Law right there and work. Like tomorrow, I'm closing 2 o'clock. I'm gonna wake up at 9. That's 7 hours of sleep. I know for a fact I'm going to want to snooze my alarm. I also know for a fact that my body's excuse, my mind's excuse will be to go, hey, you didn't get your 8 hours. Get your 8 hours. Or, oh, finish your dream. Or, oh, you don't got to work till like a couple hours. Sleep. Just sleep. Go to work, do your thing, earn your basic ass wage, and get ready to move home. And like that mindset is so passive, and it doesn't really help future me. Because future me needs more money. Future me needs more discipline. Future me needs more testosterone and more do it anyway. More confidence, more self-esteem, more ability to do things that make him uncomfortable and alive. He needs that. And by sleeping in, that one does not help. And two, it does not set a good intention for the rest of the day for that to happen either. How long is this video? 12 minutes. Yeah, I've probably yapped enough. Anything else I want to cover? The sleeping in has been a recurring theme. Guys. But from what Classify was saying, right? The shiny object syndrome. That thing definitely intertwines with clarity, right? If you have clarity on exactly what you want, the shiny object syndrome won't hinder you. There are millions of ways to make money. But if you only spend 5 minutes on 1,000 things, you won't be an expert at any of them. You take those 5 times 1,000 minutes, 5,000 minutes, and you focus it on one thing, you'll be a lot closer to that goal than you were with anything else. Now, within the past year, I've done a lot of different things. I was doing music. I was doing beats. I was doing clothing brand. I was doing drop shipping, job, insurance. There's a lot of things I tried within a year. And the only thing that's stuck, well, I would say nothing, but the two main things is just music in general and e-com in general. I'm still working on beats. And I lean into the swing of doing beats, and I feel like I get into this little pool of, I'm not even going to go there. With e-com, I learned more about ads. I learned a little bit about copy, how much information you need on the person that you're selling to. I learned how to make sites better. I learned how to design better. Anyways, there's not really a point to that, but I haven't found that thing that I'm sticking to yet. And I know at my age, it's so important to be able to stick with something for like 10 years, because by the time you're 30, if you've done the same thing for 10 years, that's really fucking good. You will have grown up in a company, or if it's a sales position, you would have grown in your position and are probably a fucking killer in that frame. But there's also the aspect, it really depends on what story do you want to read and sell yourself, because people will say, listen, from like 20 to 30, you could fuck up your whole life, and at 30, you're still young. Still figure it out. But that cannot be an excuse to just go be a jerk off for the rest of your 10 years, right? And for me, I understand. I don't think I really do understand, but I see that there's definitely importance in sticking to one thing and letting that thing gather compound interest. I also see the burden of choosing to spend your 20s head down into something that you might not be fully passionate about or love. And through my trials and tribulations of working and then working and not exactly having a social life too often, is that one, the grind, what they sell you online is not real. You need to have a circle for people who you can be around. Now, when they say be around the 5 people who influence you the most, or whoever the 5 people that you're around the most, you become most like. Listen, man, that's true, but I would say isolation is even worse. Isolation is pretty freaking bad, bro. But also, maybe depends on the person. I think I work a lot better when I'm with a group of people who I have at least a level of expectation or respect for, and they have the same for me. And there's that competition. What else was I saying? Shiny object syndrome and clarity. Clarity on so many things is what I would love. And I think the main thing that I find myself not getting clarity for is because I will fill my time with things that distract me. Whether it be going on dating apps just to see and get validation from people who have matched with me. Whether it's texting those people, going on Snapchat to snap people and realizing I only talked to like 1 or 2 people on there at the moment, and I end up just watching stories or going on any social media for like any reason. But the main thing is YouTube. YouTube while I eat, morning or night. Music can kind of be a distraction at the gym, but I don't want to peer into that too much. But more time to think, more time to have that clarity. I need that, and I need clarity. Clarity on moving details, what I'm doing when I'm back home, ways to make more money in general, because so many ways to make money, and I am one of those people who can put in the work. I can put in the work and keep my head down. Kryptonite, being around other people and failing in front of them. I really don't like doing that. Figuring out moving details, job back home details, job back in Milwaukee details, finances for those areas details, making money. Like there's so much that I need clarity on. Dopamine detox might be the way to go. Lock back in. Tuesday or Wednesday. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'm gonna put it on the archive channel. So I appreciate archive watching. I'm chilling. Yeah. That's it for the archive video. What I would title this is probably like a little check back in, a little review. What's going on? I can't say I'm sad. You put me in a mansion, I'll probably find things to complain about. Am I happy with where I am in life? Job-wise, yes. Career-wise, no. Financially, in context of like the past 2 months, maybe, yes. Long-term, no. Socially, no. Personally, not happy. But life is good. Life has structure. So, I mean, just depends on where you want to look at it. I could talk about this all day. Life is good. Got a nice crib I pay decent money for. Mom's in good health. Brother's in good health, I hope. I'm living and breathing. I'm fucking jacked. I'm fucking handsome. I'm fucking young. It's just a matter of my own reputation with myself. And that's a big thing too that I've done some research on is I am very performance based. Like a lot of my confidence and self-esteem comes from performance. So if I don't do good on a day in terms of sales at a job or in terms of just checking the boxes that I want to check in a day, I will feel less of myself. And when there's a hot streak of that, comes my identity. Now, on this research, I have been trying to answer the question of, okay, well, is it better to lean into that reality, that's just who I am, and I learn to embrace it better? Kind of the just do it anyways, like, okay, I operate off of that, how can I just be more on point? The reason I don't like that is because you're solving the problem by leaning into it more, thinking that that's going to be the solution, but that just feeds into the problem more. So the other question is, all right, well, how do I live a life where high achievement still happens and is a byproduct of a different identity, of an identity who just expresses themselves in a way that gets shit done, achieves things, does things anyways, detached from emotion. Like, because if I have a bad sales day, I'm going to feel bad about myself and my ability. But if I was in the framework of, regardless if I have a bad sales day, I'm confident, I have good self-esteem, I'm in check, I do what I need to do, then one, the bad day is less likely to happen, but a bad day wouldn't affect me. I still know who I am, regardless of these outside scenarios. It's like you're not looking for validation on these external planes to validate that identity. You have the identity and express that outwards. So if something were to happen, like a bad day at sales or not being able to get everything done, a one-off doesn't affect you because you still know. I think that's all I got, Archive. Want a new hairstyle? Yeah, that's it. This isn't going to be a full journal like that, but I'll catch you in the next one, Archive. Deuces.